Hello there, and welcome back to episode 91 of Rule the Waves 2 as Great Britain. The year is 1943, which means we are coming in fast to the end of the game. We've got less than 12 years left. So it's time to start thinking about the next series I'm going to do. And I am thinking that I'm going to try playing as the French. Should be an interesting change of pace, playing with a relatively smaller nation and a little bit more conflict as far as not so much colonial requirements, but as far as a much more variable government. They have a tendency to make random demands like build X number of battleships or build Y number of cruisers or destroyers or submarines or whatever else they want, randomly and without any sort of warning. And so this inconsistent naval policy throws a creative little wrench in things as far as the basic naval strategy goes. As Great Britain, I've been able to build basically whichever ships I want as long as I meet the colonial requirements I need to meet. And I've been able to do that quite easily using the Comus class and other reasonably sized cruisers to meet my foreign station requirements. But as France, with a smaller navy and not significantly reduced colonial requirements, and this inconsistent naval policy, it should be a very interesting experience. Not to mention the significantly larger amount of conflict in the Mediterranean, which is notorious for its land-based air combat. So I haven't really experienced that before. It'll be an interesting change of pace. That said, this series isn't ending anytime soon. We're bringing it out at least to 1955. I'm hoping to try out some of these ship-to-ship missiles and surface-to-air missiles as well. So we're definitely going to try and get some of that stuff before we call this series to a close. Well, that said, though, since we now know what our future nation is going to be in the next playthrough, I can officially put out a request for names of ships for my next series. To help focus things, I am looking for names of French foods and cheeses. So, for example, the baguette, or the fromage, or the hors d'oeuvres, or the champagne. Ships like that, I think, would be very interesting names for ship classes. We'll see. I also have a few ideas in mind for destroyers and corvettes, but I'm also open to any sort of suggestions in general. So leave your suggestions in the comments below, and I will consider them. Alright, that said, it has been over a week since I last recorded an episode. I have no idea where I really left off. All I know is I have a huge monthly balance right here. 14 million a month. I need to do something with that. Otherwise, my funds are going to fill up very quickly, and then the government's going to take all my money away. And we don't really want that. So let's do a quick review. Looks like we have a lot of ships being modernized. We have a new cruiser under construction, the Excelsior, which is an Ariadne class. Let's take a look at this and see what we got here. Ooh, that is nice. This is basically a miniature battle cruiser right here. 32 knots, very fast, rocking 9 10-inch guns, and a sensible armor belt for a heavy cruiser. Wow. That's actually really good. I want more of those. That said, I also need to figure out what other stuff I'm going to spend my money on. We did take some distressing losses amongst our light cruiser forces, so that is another concern. We currently are down to, oh my goodness, we only have 7 frontline Pandora class cruisers left. We're going to have to do something about that. That said, it's also 1943, and that means we are rapidly coming up on time for the 6-inch autoloader technology. So speaking of which, let's also take a quick review of our research here. So we're currently placing a very high emphasis on fire control and turrets and gun mountings, because those lead to the next tier of fire control, electro-optical director, and autoloaders. We have low priority on almost everything else because we're running out of useful technologies to get. There's a few technologies left in machinery development and armor development, but it's just minor weight savings and minor improvements in quality. Nothing significant. So we bump those down to low priority, and there's not a whole lot else we can get out from those. Same thing for ship design. There's very little else that we can get here other than minor weight savings. So again, low priority. AP projectiles, there's like one or two things left. Same thing with torpedo technology, light forces, submarines, all this stuff. Well, okay, not so much submarines because I haven't really been researching that very much. But everything that's on low, we are almost out of things to research in them. And the things that are left aren't really all that significant. We are still hoping for some developments in ASW technology. Specifically, I'm hoping for the forward-firing ASW mortar, which is another huge step up in ASW capability. You equip that to your ships, and it is a straight +1 to their ASW rating, which, hey, that's quite a bit of firepower boost right there. We're also hoping for improvements in fleet tactics and... let's see. Fleet tactics was significant because that gives us... There's a number of technologies in the fleet tactics area which gives us improved anti-air capabilities. So right now we've already got IFF system, but there's other technologies in the list that we haven't gotten yet that improve our AA capability, especially the effectiveness of our cap, which that is our single biggest defense against air attack, is our cap. So every boost that we can get to that is significant. Anti-aircraft artillery, always significant. And then we got radar and electronics, which is, well, that's one of our technological advances, so it would be silly not to be placing heavy emphasis on that. But every improvement that we can get there for better fire control and better radar range, all that stuff makes a difference. I don't think we're going to be getting blind fire capability anytime soon, but maybe we'll get more radar range, maybe we'll get some... Well, hang on, we did get the slow fade display, so that's better detection chance there. I don't know, we'll see what comes up from that. Naval aviation and shipboard aircraft operation, both of those are hugely important. Since we're going with slow aircraft development, it takes a lot longer to get any sort of technology in these, as you can see by the fact that we only just got dive bombing, and it's 1943. So we are severely behind where we should be on these. And granted, I know that's my fault because I selected slow aircraft development. But I feel like we should be a little bit further along. And then, of course, here's missile technology. This is the area that I am most interested in actually experimenting with because I have no experience with it. We've already got guided bomb, which is, for example, your Fritz X guided bombs that the Germans used. Basically a variable glide slope bomb to improve their accuracy, which, hey, anything that improves the accuracy and damage inflicted by my level bombing, that makes a big difference. So I'm looking forward to seeing those in action, but also hoping to get some proper missiles in action, either SAMs or SSMs, we'll see. So obviously got to have a high research emphasis there. So overall, you'll notice that I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 technologies on high, which is less than half of the overall technology categories. So we should be making very good progress on those categories. All right. So with that said, we need some carriers. Because our current carriers, well, there's not enough of them. We've seen the significance of having large, effective combatants and we are not quite there yet as far as aircraft capacity and overall flight deck capacity. So we need more carriers. That said, I do want to point out that I did carry through my threat from the previous episodes. So you'll notice we now have the Glorious class aircraft carriers. And if we go over here to the ships sunk category, and we scroll down, let's see, here we go. We have the Erased from History, the Glorious class carrier, which was, let's scroll over here, sunk by her own stupidity with help from U.S. planes. Now, I know some of you may say that I probably should have turned her for home sooner, but that was clearly poor decision-making by her captain, who has since been keel-hauled, along with her entire officer corps. And probably a few other officers from that one other carrier that happened to blunder into gun range of the American surface fleet. Also, the entire crew, surviving crew from the Erased from History, were exiled to Australia, where they're currently on the front lines of the Emu War. I don't think it's going very well for them. Okay, we've had enough fun with that. Time to actually get into the thick of things here. Wow, 12 minutes in and I haven't done anything significant yet. We've got 14 million to spend, so it's time to design some ships. So, first things first, we need some carriers. So let's see what we can come up with. Alrighty. Well, this is a decent looking vessel. Not gonna lie, I do like the appearance of that. I do think she's missing a few things though, so let's see. First things first. Turret armor on a carrier with such small guns, not worth it. So we'll ditch that, save some weight. That is a fair bit of belt and deck armor. I don't think we really need that much. All you really need is splinter protection. So we can drop those down to 2 and 2. Sure, we'll keep the incline belt because it doesn't make a huge difference. We'll slap on some unit machinery there. Torpedo defense 4 because airdrop torpedoes are a significant threat to these things. Alright, and yep. Fire control, 5-inch guns, decent selection there. Increased elevation, dual purpose, absolutely, I like that. Not sure if that's enough rounds per gun though. Might want some more. But we'll figure that out later. Alright, for now, more AA directors. There we go, decent heavy AA factor. Alright, flight deck and ooh. Yeah, that air capacity is nowhere near sufficient. We need more. Now, why is that? 58 aircraft. Oh, hey, that's something we can change. All right, let's put some more tonnage on this thing. Let's see. Last time we were limited to 26,000, but I think I can go more than that. There we go, 28,000. Let's see how many we can cram in now. 76, 80. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Let's see. So 80 aircraft, that is the same as our previous capacity at a higher speed. Oh, hang on. Hang on, we forgot catapults. That is significant. Okay. Let's throw a couple of catapults on there. There we go. Okay. Quick design check. Yep. Nope. We need a different name. There we go. Actually, you know what? I think we're going to go with the Fantastic Beasts name convention here. So we're going to call this, well, Whatever. I'll figure that out in a little bit. Let's actually get the design locked down first. So I do not need to be rocking 31 knots. That is a little bit much. So let's drop that down to a fleet speed of 28 and see how many more aircraft we can cram in. Alright, so there's 90. Oh, there's 90. Well, that's fantastic. That is 2 full wings of fighters, 2 full wings of torpedo bombers, and 10 other aircraft. That's actually really, really good. Although, what would it take to get the spot value up to 50? So I could launch a full strike group of, coordinated strike group of 50. There we go. 92 aircraft is what I would take for a full 50 plane strike group. Okay, and that puts us a little bit overweight here. Let's see what else we can do. I'm not ditching torpedo defense. Not messing with speed, range. Could I add a little more to the displacement? Oh, all okay. Let's see how big we can go with this. Can I go up to 30,000? Oh, nice. Let's see if we can go any bigger. Can I go up to 35,000? All okay. Wow. This is going to be a monster of a plane. All right, let's slap on some more AA. Okay, so we need some... There we go. Slap on a few more, bump that heavy A factor up. Yeah, look at that. Heavy A factor 71. Good luck getting through that. All right, and let's see how much higher we can bump our air capacity with this. I know that there is some diminishing returns here once we go above 100 aircraft, but when you've got a big enough air wing, it doesn't particularly matter. So we could go up to 118 aircraft. What if we rounded that off at an even 110 and started putting on some flight deck armor? Ugh. Not very helpful. That's only 1 inch. Not worth it. Yeah, so we're going to have to leave that off. So this thing's air defense will have to be its air wing, which, with 110 aircraft, that's pretty solid. I have no idea how I'm going to break down that air wing as far as offensive versus defensive power, but still, 110, that's a lot of aircraft, and it's not even too terribly expensive. I could build 2 or 3 of these just straight up. Probably going to do like 2 to begin with, but yeah, we'll figure it out. Okay, so note, too many main guns will affect rate of fire. Total rate of fire mod minus 20. Okay, so that will hurt our rate of fire, but I'm not expecting to get in any surface fights. It's all about that heavy A factor. And while I could ditch some of those guns, the reduction in heavy A factor is just not worth it. Actually, let's check. So if I were to ditch these, I would go from 71... Wow, just 1 turret and I'm down to 65. 1 more turret and I'm down to 58. And sure, that gets rid of the rate of fire penalty. But such a huge drop in heavy A factor is not worth it at all. I'm putting those right back on. Oh yeah, so worth it. Totally, totally worth it. Just out of curiosity, do I have access to the one? Nope, don't have access to 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh well. That kind of makes sense given the how big this thing is. Actually, hang on. I still have a lot of weight remaining. Let's bump that up some. I can't quite pull off 120. Rats. Unless... oh, I can still go bigger. So if I go up to 36,000 tons, that gives me 120 aircraft capacity and room for more medium and light AA. And ultimately, it's a negligible change in the cost of this thing. And it's going to be fantastically expensive once you throw the aircraft maintenance on top of it, but I still think it's going to be worth it. Let's see, bump that up some. Throw on some more medium A's. There we go, 42 medium AA. That's the answer right there, and oh, hang on. Exactly half that number of light. Excellent, I think that'll work pretty well. And we still have a little bit of weight remaining. Let's put that into my ammunition count. And let's stick with 180. We don't want to go too much. Got to save some weight for future refits. Better fire control, more catapults once we get the angled flight deck, although I don't know if that'll actually happen in this playthrough. And I think that is a good design. Alright, let's take a moment to look over my names list here. Alright, and that's going to be it. We're going to call this the Unicorn class, because that's a name I can actually pronounce. Alright, so we're going to save that. Yep, acknowledged. And we're going to send that off for development. Okay, in other news, we also took distressingly heavy losses amongst our destroyers, so we need to take a look at that and see what we can do. Alright, so can we benefit from a new design? Well, let's see. We do have some weight remaining here. Can I go up to 5-inch guns? Alright, so we currently have heavy A factor 17. If we go up to 5-inch, pumps us up to 19. Ooh, and we're overweight. Alright, what if I ditch a turret? Ugh, nope. Still overweight, and it drops our heavy A factor down too much. I want to see if there's anything else I can do to get those 5-inch guns on. Alright, so I want that turret back. Alright, throw that back on. Let's see what happens if I go up to a speed priority. Okay, that's still overweight. What if I drop speed by a knot? Oh, well, there we go. 33 knots. Pretty good. And that gives us 8 5-inch guns and the full loadout. Well, there we go. I think we have ourselves a new destroyer design. Alright, new class. Let's see if we can find any other names. Man, they are stuck in the E section. Anything else? Come on. I want more than a 4-letter name. Ah, there we go. Alright, that'll work. The Jackal class. Alright, so we're going to save that. And we're going to start developing that. And we're going to start building those in small batches. And hopefully they work out pretty well. Okay, other stuff. So we've got an Ariadne class. I do want another one of those too. Which, honestly, I think those are going to work out very nicely. So let's plop down another one of those. Okay, a diadem sounds good to me. All right, and there we go. Wow, 26 minutes in, and now we finally get to do our first turn. Okay. Oh. Oh, and there we go. Electro-optical director. What an eventful turn. Oh, and USA has laid down a battleship of Ohio class. I wonder what that is. Okay, latest design destroyer Jackal ready for construction. Yeah, I was quite happy with that. So let's build 4. Seems like a decent start. For now, we'll order a few more in another few months. And let's take a look at the almanac. Okay, so right now, Britain has by far the largest battleship fleet. Japan comes in second, only because we haven't really fought them before. Every other nation has basically been bludgeoned into oblivion, and they have nothing left. Alright, battlecruiser-wise, it's actually a little bit more even. My battlecruisers are heavier, I think, overall, but they're also a little bit older than some of the more modern stuff, so we'll see. Hopefully the addition of Electro-Optical Director will keep them in effective combat service for quite a while yet. Carrier-wise, America still has by far the lead, despite all the damage we've inflicted on her in the last war. So we've got some serious catching up to do there. Other than that, CVL's no longer relevant because full CVs are available. Heavy cruiser-wise, I'm still seeing large numbers there. So these new Ariadnes are going to be significant as far as hunting enemy cruisers. And then light cruiser-wise, yeah, I still do have the overall numerical advantage. But as far as frontline units go, I think I am falling behind. So, gotta get some replacements for that. But for now, we've got bigger ships to build. Okay, let's take a quick look at some of these ships that are under construction. I am particularly curious about the German and American battleship designs. So let's see. Stettin class. Looks like these were laid down as part of the treaty. Although they are a full 1,600 tons over the treaty limit. So me think somebody has been lying about their displacements. What about America? Alright, so Ohio class. And this one's clocking in at 52,000 tons. So, no more of those proper juggernauts. Although hopefully we'll see something soon. Let's see, Italy also has something. Ooh. Giulio Cesare. at 54,000 tons, almost 55,000 tons. Very interesting. And then they've got some hefty cruisers as well. How's America's cruiser force? Let's see. Birmingham's, Amsterdam's. That is a lot of 6-inch guns there. And then, of course, they have these things. 12 10-inch guns. Oh, boy. That said, they almost certainly had to sacrifice some armor in order to get that. Yeah, 4-inch belt, as opposed to my ships rocking a 6-inch belt. I think that'll work out in my favor. Especially if I can maintain the range relatively open, where the armor protection actually matters. And then again, same thing here. I'm actually kind of curious how well my older heavy cruiser designs would stand up. Because I have a decent number of 8-inch, 10-inch guns, but they just don't have the armor. So who knows? We'll find out. Alright, but with the completion of those, it's time to slap on some fire control improvements. So we're going to grab all of these guys. Oh, helps if I design a rebuild for them first. Okay, open design, and we want electro-optical directors. There we go. Oh, we've got a fair bit of weight remaining there too. Let's see what else we can do. We're already maxed out on A. Let's see, we should have plenty of room for medium though, so let's start cranking that up. Alright, gonna have to drop a bunch of these light A's. A lot of these light A's. Okay, that seems like a decently rounded number there. What else can we do with this weight remaining? We've already got plenty of catapults. We've already got lots of aircraft. We're already maxed out in terms of AA guns. Already maxed out on secondaries. Don't think there's a whole lot else I can do. So we're just going to take this as is and we're going to send them right in. Leave a little bit of extra weight remaining. Alrighty. Go forth and rebuild. And once those fellows pop out, then we'll see about re-equipping some of the other ships, like the battle cruisers and the Iron Dukes. Okay, next. Oh, whoa, hang on. Insufficient ships on foreign stations. 30,000 tons short? What's going on here? Alright, let's see. So, foreign station that. Foreign station. In fact, we'll make sure that all the Comuses are in foreign station. Okay, that gets us down to 10,000 remaining. Well, almost 11,000. Let's see, is there anything else that we can put on foreign station? Okay, that's overseas. Those are overseas. That's overseas. Well, I guess I could send this fellow out. Okay, we've only got 4,000 tons left to meet. Let's see, do we have anything else that we can send? Not really. I don't particularly want to put my Pandoras on foreign station. But I need something. Let's see. What if I were to take some of these Derwents? There we go, 2 more, and we are covered. And there we go, foreign station set. At least for now. Okay, on to our next turn. Heavy Cruiser Excelsior could be completed with our best fire control. No. Triumphant finished our reconstruction. Okay, 7 cruisers. Huzzah. 33 corvettes. Huzzah. Top spy has managed to get a hold of the Russian heavy cruiser. Ooh. Well, that's interesting. This is a 8-inch heavy cruiser. Nice little treaty design here. Again, a little bit overweight, but not too terribly bad. And also built during a non-treaty time, so it doesn't particularly matter. But again, light on the armor, heavy on the guns. I guess heavy cruisers are just shrunken down battle cruisers after all. Ooh, that's interesting. 3-tier AA defense perimeter, increasing the cap and AA effectiveness. Interesting. Well, that'll be nice. That 3-tier air defense perimeter is very interesting because you've got your outermost stuff, which is your air intercept with your combat air patrol. A second tier, which is your heavy AA. And then, of course, your point defense, your medium and light AA guns to deal with whatever happens to break through. So getting all that stuff boosted, that'll be very nice. Okay. Wow, rebuild list is so much shorter now. Okay, we should have a number of ships that need to go into reserves. So let's start reserving that. This fellow can also go in reserves. Let's see, what else do we have? We've got a Comus class in Northern Europe. We're going to mothball those things. Let's see, what else is finished up? So these fellows all finished. So we can put those back in mothballs. Save a buck or two. Let's see, carriers, yep, gotta keep all those on active fleet to maintain aircrew readiness. So, there we go, we now have, there appears to be a bug going on here. Probably something to do with the ship that shall not be named. Even from her grave, she reaches out to mess with me. Alright, and then we also had a bunch of ships down this way. All of which need to be on mothballs. Corvette Highgate. Who was that? What's going on here? Huh. Still on North American East Coast. Let's move you back home. There we go. And then we'll mothball you next turn. Okay. Uh-oh. A rebellion has broken out on Western Australia. Those villains. Okay, modern quadruple medium A mountings. That's nice. Getting those quad Bofors mounts in action. Looks like France is having financial difficulties. Okay, and we need to get some significant naval elements to the Australian theater to deal with that rebellion. Let's see, what all do we have that we can send? Well, let's see. I think we'll send these fellows. Let's see, that should be... Actually, that's a good question. Where is Australia as far as areas? Western Australia, I think, is part of Southeast Asia. And then Eastern Australia is South Pacific. Okay. So that's what we're going to have to deal with. So Southeast Asia, get thine butts in gear, and I do believe it is also worth a show of force. We're going to send a battleship. A very cheap battleship, but a battleship nonetheless. Alright, get thine butt in gear and crush that rebellion. Okay, and we are just shy of foreign station requirements again. So we'll just send one of these fellows out. Okay, and I think it's time to order some more of these jackals. There we go. And next turn. America wants to buy torpedo technology. Well, they are super duper friendly with me right now. I don't know. Should I give them this motobomba? I mean, ordinarily my policy has been absolutely sell to whoever wants to buy. But America really is our last major rival. And those pattern-running torpedoes are bad news. Well, their budget is exploding, their technological research is exploding, so we'll sell it. I'll take the money. Okay, and our latest design, Unicorn, is ready for construction. We'll do a quick review of the design, make sure I don't have anything silly in here. We do have some weight remaining. There's not a whole lot I can do about that. Actually, yeah, we can throw on the electro-optical director to begin with, so I don't have to refit that in. Anything else? I think that's good. Yeah. I think we're going to stick with that. Okay. Illegal displacement. Hold on. What's going on here? Uh-oh. No! Ah, there we go. Okay. All right. Behemoth has finished her reconstruction. Leviathan and Juggernaut all done. That was fast. All right. German government is offering to sell us technology. And we've got the money, so might as well spend it. Haha, and there we go. 6-inch autoloader. And a forward-firing ASW mortar. Oh man, the technologies are just rolling in. Okay. I'm not doing anything to mess around with the unicorn now. We're going to build it. Alright. So that's one unicorn. And the next one we're going to do, according to my naming list, is the Pegasus. And that's 2 unicorns. Let's see. I think we have a budget for 1 more there. So we're going to do the Griffin. I appear to be at a standstill because there's multiple spellings of Griffin. So we're going to put that one on hold for right now while I figure out what the appropriate spelling is. And we're going to go with something else. Let's see. I think dragon. There we go. All right. Unicorn, Pegasus, Dragon. Seems like a decent set. And we still have time. Nah. My next big move is going to be designing a light cruiser. And that's going to take a while to properly nail down. So I think we're going to do that in the next episode. For now, I think we'll call that pretty good. And we'll wrap this one up right here. So, don't forget to send me your suggestions for French ship names, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Until then, Katori87 signing out.